Hey everybody, welcome to Doug and Matt Season 2, Episode 1. I'm Doug.
And I'm Matt.
We're glad that you're here to join us. Now, we're going to get a couple things out of the way real fast. Season 2 is going to have a different format. If you haven't listened to our recent Doctor Who special, we're aiming to have the episode shorter, 25 to 30 minutes, so not to bore you all.
Yeah.
Other than that, we've got some other changes we'll reveal as time goes on, but we hope you stick with us. Again, our website is www.dougandmatt.com. Facebook, facebook.com/pages/Doug and Matt.
God, I wish Facebook hadn't started that.
I know, it's really annoying.
It's way too long.
Twitter, @Doug and Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Our email is dougandmattpodcast@gmail.com. And we also have added a nifty PayPal button for any of those of you who would like to donate anything to
That's
us.
on our website, right?
Yes, it's on it's on the website. We're not asking for money.
No.
But
well, I mean,
we kind of
are.
but no,
you can't click PayPal and it's like, I'll give you my child.
Right.
We will fucking reject that. We would be terrible parents.
Wow. But if you wish to donate, this does actually cost us money.
Yeah.
So, if you want to help, cool. If not, cool too.
Yeah, you can just help us by listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're going to get started with our customary shot.
Yep.
We'll see how many minutes it takes Matt this time.
Ass.
Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
I'm done. And... nope. Now Matt is.
Yep.
So yeah.
Do I sound fat? Because that sounds like a fat noise, right? Like,
You may not sound fat.
I have a body for radio.
Okay, so this week we're going to talk about some cool stuff.
Yeah.
First, we're going to talk about a little bit of entertainment news breakdown.
Yeah.
First of all, Johnny Depp's latest movie, Transcendence, is officially his fourth box office failure in a row.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, you have the names of those, correct?
Yeah. And I do want to start off by saying that Transcendence, judging from the preview, I can't remember if we reviewed the preview before. I know you and I watched the preview. The preview looked good. It looked solid. Looked like a Lawnmower Man.
Right. I remember. I remember us talking about that parallel.
And it looked good, but it is his fourth box office bomb in a row, which is rare for Johnny Depp, at least.
Well, he's not making Disney movies these days.
Exactly. That's actually one of the things that I read was like, well, if this was another Pirates of the Caribbean, then maybe, But Transcendence, The Lone Ranger.
God, well, that was a Disney movie.
Yeah, that was actually, yeah.
I forgot about it.
And actually, was that the same? That might have been the same director as Pirates.
No, it's Jerry Bruckheimer.
Was it Bruckheimer?
I believe so.
Okay.
That sounds right in my head.
Yeah. If not, we'll put an editor note in the summary. But yeah. I know that it wasn't just a nobody that was like, hey, we're going to do this movie. Lone Ranger, before that, the Tim Burton Dark Shadows.
That thing was just terrible.
Yeah. And then before that, actually a movie that I liked, The Rum Diary.
It's one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
A little background on it. Hunter S. Thompson started this novel in 1954.
Okay.
He wrote about half of it and then shelved it until the early 90s when he went back to it.
Shit, it wasn't even published in the 90s? Or until the 90s?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He hadn't even finished writing it.
Yeah.
He finished writing it, then published it. It's my favorite of his works.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Like over the essay work?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
It's really good. And I've actually yet to watch The Rum Diary.
I saw it in the theater. I liked it. I really did. I can see why people did not. And it was definitely very slow, and I have a feeling probably true to the book, which is why the movie was slow, because movies have different layouts.
This one, other than the other three, though, I think Johnny Depp did because of his relationship with Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, well, and to be fair, we should state that with all four, it's not like Johnny Depp is A, hurting,
right,
or B, that his career is going to end.
Right. He's
still Johnny Depp. He'll still bounce back no matter what. It's just one of those, like, no, that's rare, though. That doesn't seem to happen unless, like, it'd be one thing if it's the Robert Downey Jr. period where it was something like, here's the pickup artist, and Robert Downey Jr. got into drugs and just kind of vanished.
He didn't vanish. He was in jail.
Well, some people saw him. But the Rum Diary, though, yeah, like you said, was a passion project because I know that all of them or Hunter Thompson and him were good friends and everything, which is why, him as Hunter S. Thompson in both Rum Diary, because he's basically Hunter S.
Yes.
And Fear and Loathing, top notch. Him as this character, it's a little different, but it's still very much a channeling of Hunter S. Thompson. It's just this is how he imagined this character. So it has slight elements, but he's not doing the very staccato, what are we going to do?
Because Hunter S. Thompson hadn't become that character yet.
Yeah.
He was breaking his gums in journalism.
Yeah, exactly. Still doing the Rolling Stone pieces, the Gonzo journalism, just getting...
Hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
In 1954. Yeah. So... But yeah. So that's that. Johnny Depp, 4 bad movie successes. He's okay.
Yeah, he'll still be fine. There's no question about that. So, and I was just checking really quick here. Produced by Bruckheimer for Lone Ranger. Yeah. But also directed by Gore Verbinski, who did Pirates.
Yeah.
That's so fucking odd. But at the same time, it didn't look interesting at all.
No, not at all. I didn't understand why they couldn't cast an actual Native American actor.
Yeah. And I understand that Johnny Depp has heritage. But still, you don't have to get him. You can get somebody else. Yeah.
Just because it's that director and a Disney film, it would have been better to cast Johnny Depp as the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. As opposed to Armie Hammer, whatever I think was the guy's name. Yeah. So.
Interesting side note, I think I mentioned this to you before, but the Lone Ranger in canon is actually the Green Hornet's great uncle.
Yeah, which was also another box office bomb.
Yes, yes it was.
So maybe they should just leave that
family
alone. They're like, you guys are made for radio and for
comic
stories
strips
and TV. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, let's not make movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, I'm sure there's tons of Game of Thrones fans out there. I am. Matt hasn't as of yet watched, but he did recently start reading.
Yes.
Renewed for season 5 and season 6, which is interesting since the 6th book isn't finished yet. Yep. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I know that a bunch of people on Twitter are actually going after George R. R. Martin about hurry up and finish this book, hurry up and write it and everything, because they don't want it to surpass, which understandably, because at that point it becomes a weird...
It happened with Dexter.
Yeah, but it becomes that kind of oh man, that's odd. I know that Neil Gaiman, who you're not a huge fan of.
I'm really not any fan at all. I just don't care for him.
Yeah.
I liked Neverwhere.
The
novel. But even Neverwhere was derivative of everything else. It just was a amalgamation of things.
Yeah.
In his style, but
and to me, one of the things that because I personally am a fan of his, but and I'm paraphrasing here, but on his website, he even went after all the people that were attacking George R. R. Martin about finish your book, finish this, and everything. In which all he said was, George R. R. Martin is not your bitch.
Yes,
that's awesome.
I'm sorry. Okay, if they want to stay with his books, with the show, obviously they change things.
Of course, you have to.
If you're fans, you can wait.
Yeah.
If you have to wait an extra 6 months for your television show that's based on the book, for the book to be finished, wait.
Yeah, just hold out. And I think that one of the things that, because I started the book only because I know that George R. R. Martin's going to be at Con Carolinas this year. And so I was like, okay, well, let me read the book. Because just in case there's oh shit, I can get an autograph. Hell yeah, why wouldn't I? He's one of the biggest writers right now. I don't like fantasy. And
it's not so much fantasy as political intrigue.
That's what I'm getting in now. Is I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not that far in, but I'm like, okay, no, this seems to be a little bit more based in, like you said, politics as opposed to anything else.
There are fantasy elements, but they're very much downplayed.
Yeah. Well, I feel that my immediate sort of shit is like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna read this. Open up the first page, copyright information, and open the title and everything, and then flip the page, and here's a map. And as soon as I saw a map, I'm like, son of a bitch! Why? Now I know I'm reading it. Oh, fuck! All right, fuck it. Let me carry on. And what I've read so far, I actually enjoy. It's good. It's well done. So and I don't see a bunch of wizards and trolls and elves and shit like that. So I'm like, okay, all right.
There are none of those, actually.
And I'm fine. And that makes it better to me, because wizards, trolls, and elves are fantasy. Just saying. Yeah, no offense towards wizards, trolls, and elves that are listening.
You know what else is fantasy that you do like?
What's that?
Marvel movies.
Not even... Alright. Yeah, no, I know. I got into an argument about it. I was talking about the Max with one of my friends, saying I don't like fantasy. And then 5 minutes later, let me tell you about the Max. And it's like that, that's a fucking fantasy. All this shit is fantasy. So yes, Marvel movies as well. Yes.
Right. Speaking of Marvel movies, at the time of this recording, April 20th, 2014, Captain America remains number one.
Yeah.
In the box office.
Winter Soldier.
Yep, the Winter Soldier. Frozen has become the number 6 movie of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Jesus.
And
it's that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amazing Spider-Man opened internationally to 47 million.
That's good. That doesn't sound great though. I mean, it sounds good.
It hasn't opened in the U.S. yet.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry.
It opened internationally first.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think that I will say that I don't think Amazing Spider-Man, the new one, is going to open up as big here, only because, or as big as the previous, only because I haven't seen too many fucking ads for it and everything. It seems to be kind of
been watching TV, regular TV.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been spending my time watching TV show
seasons
lately. So I honestly couldn't tell you if it was saturated or not.
It just seems to me that even with previously not doing that, you would still hear people talk about it. Hear and I haven't heard much talk about it. So. It could very well just go somewhat unnoticed, which is a shame because Andrew Garfield's fucking awesome.
He is. He was on a couple episodes of Doctor Who.
Yes, he was.
With a terrible Southern accent.
I wanted to punch him so hard. Man, I keep dropping change. Anyway.
And talking about Marvel movies brings us into the final trailer for Days of Future Past, the new X-Men movie.
Yes.
Your thoughts, Matt?
It's fucking awesome.
It does look
awesome. It looks so awesome. Yeah. To be fair, I still haven't seen, I was about to say Days of Future. First Class. I still haven't watched First Class.
What are you Okay, we're ending the podcast now and you're going home and watching it.
Is it sad that part of me wants to like stop it and then just be like, man, that movie. But no, and this trailer alone, despite what everybody's told me, despite what you've told me, despite everything, this trailer alone has made me want to like, okay, all right, you know what? I'm gonna watch the first one just so I can watch this one.
You know what you should have done?
What's that?
Watch the first one 3 years ago when it came out.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. So,
But it looks great.
I thought you had seen it.
No.
That ruins this entire segment.
That doesn't ruin the entire segment.
Well, it kind of does. You have no idea what's going on, other than Wolverine goes to the past.
Yeah. That's the plot line.
It's kind
Wolverine goes to the past and he's like, hey, what's up, Professor X? Shit's about to go down. And Professor X is like, tell whoever sent you here, just shut the fuck up. And Wolverine's like, that was you. He's like, uh-oh.
Yes, that's the entirety of the plot.
By the way, I'm remaking this movie. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He's like, that was you, bub.
Snicked. Oh, also, have you seen the Wolverine?
There's the Wolverine with the Silver Samurai? No.
You need to see both of those before you see this movie.
Is the Wolverine tying into this one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I understand that it's the same superhero.
What happens in the Wolverine directly affects
this? Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. No, I'll definitely watch them.
God damn.
Anyway, back to this trailer. What were your thoughts? Because you asked me my thoughts.
Right. My thoughts, it looks phenomenal.
Huh.
I have very high hopes for it. My one thing, I told you earlier, is why have Quicksilver in it?
Yeah.
You know, in Marvel Comics, Quicksilver is Magneto's son.
Yeah.
This is the 1970s. He's clearly a teenager. Magneto's 25. He doesn't have a teenage son.
Yeah.
And there's the suspicious absence of his twin sister Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the inclusion. Like
why even have?
Yeah.
I think that could be a power play on just the fact that because of Disney and everything purchasing the Avengers and everything, that could be a power play on Quicksilver versus Quicksilver.
Right.
From two franchises. Yeah.
But you could use a different speedster.
Yeah.
If you wanted a speedster, you could have used a different speedster.
Especially for Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, considering like you said, the age of Magneto versus, you could have chosen somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, it looks great. Peter Dinklage is in it.
Yeah.
You know, love that guy.
Well, in the Sentinels, I was worried when I heard that they were going to include the Sentinels.
Okay, the 70s Sentinels.
Yeah.
They look like they were built in the 70s.
Yeah. Like I honestly, like I said, as soon as I heard that they were adding them, I'm like, oh, okay. Great. And then when I saw the trailer, I was like, shit, okay, no, I like the design. Like, I'm cool with it. Yeah. It looks
the
awesome.
future Sentinels look amazing, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
So, I'm very much looking forward to this movie. You should watch all of the other things that come before it.
Whatever. Yeah, I will.
Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is the current season of Community,
Yes.
which wrapped this week, actually.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks that show's only 13 episodes.
Yeah, well, it came on late this year, didn't it? Or
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be fair, because somebody...
It's not even May yet. You know, I hate it when you can go through May.
Yeah, like, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Like,
Yeah.
Don't do 13.
Yeah.
Give us 16.
No, all the shows are ending right now. And, like, because even, like, I think Parks and Rec just did theirs, and...
Brooklyn Nine-Nine ended?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And so to me, like, I'm constantly on Hulu, like, okay, what's the latest episode? Oh, yeah, no, I guess that did end this season. Yeah.
And I guess it's the shift away from the Nielsen ratings that's the cause of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Because the Nielsen ratings don't matter anymore. I mean...
They really don't.
You don't have a Nielsen household,
So and I get it, but still...
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, it had to be a shortened season because you needed, or NBC needed, to give Dan Harmon the time to make up for what the previous season was. Because as I'm a huge fan of Dan Harmon and Community, and everything was great until they let him go.
Yep.
And then suddenly it was awful. I never even finished that season. Like, I tried, and I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. And so, starting with this season, I was like, cool, you made up for the fucking 6 episodes that I saw of the previous one. Thank you so much.
And in that first episode, it was so great.
Yeah.
It's like, remember when there was a gas leak for an entire year?
Yeah.
It was like, that was awesome.
You remember the gas leak year? Yeah. It's like, yes. Awesome. Great job. Yeah, and they totally made up for it. Like,
they did.
Yeah.
And the replacement of Chevy Chase with the Hickey character.
Yes.
So much more dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Chevy Chase. I do.
Oh, yeah.
I even like the Pierce character.
Yeah, Pierce is okay. Well, yeah, I was fine with him.
But Hickey?
Yeah.
So much more to him.
Yeah. He's great. He's really good.
And his interaction with the characters felt human, not, I'm just playing some shtick.
Yeah. And this isn't, and we're trying to stray clear somewhat of any spoilers, but also the fact that, as most people know, if they are watching the show, or even if they look at the cast list, Hickey is played by, and I can't remember his last name for the life of me, but the guy that played Mike on Breaking Bad.
Trout.
Yeah, yeah. That it's the guy that played Mike on Breaking Bad, which actually there's also a cameo this season by
Vince Gilligan.
Yeah, the creator of Breaking Bad, which is just like, to me, one of those. That's awesome. That just bringing in all connections and everything. It's a really, really solid season.
And might be Duncan's uncle.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
his return was great.
Yeah,
you know, like the entire last season, he's just not there.
And they made a really good progress of it. And like I said, no spoilers, but as we mentioned in a previous episode, that Donald Glover had already been signed to, like, okay, I'm leaving after this certain point. And watch those; they're fucking great. And replacing him, or not even replacing him, but having here's another character, and having Duncan, having Chang, that it's like, no, we don't really feel a huge Troy's missing. Like, right. We feel like, no.
Because the stories were coherent without Troy being there.
Yes.
And they could have really faltered in that.
Oh, God, yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah. Because a lot of humor that I remember from the previous seasons were Troy and Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
Were to me, like, no, this is why I tuned in. Knowing that Don Glover was leaving, I was like, oh, God, what's going to happen? And they did it, though. They did it without me saying, like, oh, man, I really miss him, because I don't think about him. Like, because this show did a well enough job of, like, okay, cool. He's not here. We're going to deal with these guys.
And again, in the first episode, Donald Glover making the Zach Braff joke.
About being with the show.
Scrubs.
Yeah, being with the show for so many seasons that made you, and you just leave.
But no, I thought the entire season was really good.
Yeah, it's a completely solid season.
The last episode was the weakest.
It was, but...
especially coming off of the G.I. Joe episode.
Yes. Well, and I feel that with it being the weakest, not only did it make the last episode so much better, but I do feel that part of the weakness of that episode dealt with the fact that it was here's a 2-parter episode. So that way, yeah, you didn't have your immediate, cool, here's our closure, onward to next week. Like, it was oh no, we don't have closure because next week will be the end of the adventure. So, yeah.
And could it be the end of the adventure for the gang? We don't know.
Sorry, that sounded like some Scooby-Doo type thing.
Well,
we'll find out when we come back.
If it is, it's because a meteor struck the Earth and destroyed all humanity. That's canon.
Exactly. But yeah.
Yeah, so Community, great season.
Yeah, definitely watch all of them. Even if you have to go to Amazon Prime. I think they're on Hulu right now, though.
Or you can illegally download them. You know, it's your choice. I'm not saying to. I'm just saying you could.
You could illegally download them. Also, we have a PayPal button.
But that's it for this time for Doug and Matt. I'm Doug.
And I'm Matt.
And we'll see you next time. Drive safe.